Child, come on in the room. Apple TV for me consistently puts out excellent dramas, and I don't think this one is any different.
Only apply that. Get it, don't be timid when you ain't apply that. Love a bone, give along, need it. I don't want no trip, baby, say like it.
My name is Ashley, and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related, and I am here to put you on, okay? Welcome back to the channel. We are back to talk the brand new Apple TV show Smoke that aired last Friday on Apple TV, of course. And listen, it's starring Taron Egerton, Journey Smollett. We got Ronnie over here from The Shy, all right? We've got Greg Kinnear. Listen, there's no qualms about the talent that is over here. But let's get into this first episode because this overview, as far as the show is concerned, it's all about this fire investigator, arson investigator who was a firefighter and now took this role after a near-death experience, and Journey Smollett's character, Michelle Calderon, who basically is demoted after an affair with a supervising officer goes awry. And so now she's put on arson. Okay. That is not the gig that an up and coming young detective would want. Right. And so we meet these characters very early on, and we discover Dave is pretty chill, pretty laid back, but he's got other aspirations. Right. He wants to write arson novels from the perspective, of, I guess, the investigator. And he wants to pull on all of these things that he's seen during his time as both a firefighter and an arson investigator. And currently, we have two rampant arsonists who are lighting the city or trolley town up all around them, right? And so he's there minding his business. We can see that the department is getting flack because of all of the arsons. And, it's crazy. There's one guy he has a limp. He wears, an old windbreaker jacket, and he's got a baseball cap, and he is lighting up stores, the potato chip aisles, right, of the stores. And then we have another guy who's burning up homes, happy homes, right? And he's using his accelerant is in a gallon jug, and he puts them under the porches, and next thing we know, the homes are blown the hell up. And so we're investigating this. Michelle enters again after being demoted, and he's kind of like, "Why are you here?" Dave is like, what are you doing here, sis? And she's like, "Listen, I'm here to help. I don't know much about arson, but I know about investigating a crime scene," right? And so immediately it's kind of this uneasy piece. He really doesn't want her there. He's questioning his superior officer, played by Greg Kinnear, and is like, "What is she doing here?" And he's like, "Listen, you got to do it. I got to do it. There's a lot of heat coming down, no pun intended, regarding this situation, and we need to get some sort of resolution, right?" And so he's like, "Fine." So reluctantly, he's working with her, but we're getting other calls, and he's just not calling her at all. While we're dealing with this, and while she's kind of going on the first little run, we see her have a flashback of what appears to be herself as a little girl who is trapped in a fire. And she doesn't share that with him. She's having these flashbacks, and he basically tells her the story of how he became an arson investigator. He was on a call as a firefighter and ran to a mirror thinking that that was another firefighter there to save him, and it was really himself. He said he got out just in the nick of time before the roof had collapsed on him. And so we're sharing kind of that. We find out that she was active duty military, and she saw combat in the Middle East, I suppose, at some point. And so, again, I guess we're just establishing a rapport and respect. And so we kind of are narrowing it down. But on the other side of this, we see our guy, Tari Guma Imbaho Muine. I hope I pronounced that correctly, right? And he works for the chicken place. And I was like, I want some of that chicken. It looked good. He was the only one working, and clearly he's older. He's getting ridiculed by the young people who work there. He's doing all the work, pulling the lion's share. But we see immediately that he loves when the flames are flying. He loves it. All right. He loves it down. And we also see that he's disgruntled with his home life. He comes on, he turns the TV, he puts on some corn while he's eating. Okay, it's a lot. But later in the episode, we see him go to a bar by himself and really just looking for the happy black folks, is what it felt like to me, because he sees a happy black couple who's living their best life, laughing, kikiing, doing all of the things, follows them home and sets their house on fire. And as the embers fall, he's basking in the embers of it all. I will give the show credit in that I love the way that we're seeing it from both sides. We're seeing it from the investigation portion of it. And then we're also seeing it from the arsonist point of view, where they're getting this joy, this release, this all of these things by observing, these fires or whatever. And so that's kind of compelling, kind of interesting. It's making me wonder when we're going to get to him, how soon he's going to be found out. Because again, there's 100 cooking places. We find out that he uses some sort of cooking oil in his accelerant. And it's like, okay, there's a million fast food joints, there's a million chicken places, a million fried fish places. So how are we going to narrow this down and find the person that we need? But it seems like he's hell bent on destroying happy Black families. This other guy, he's a virtual unknown, but he's setting stores on fire in the daytime where people are there and limping on out. I don't know, y'all, but I am intrigued. I'm completely set. I think it's great storytelling. Again, like I said, the performances are right there. I will say that episode 1 is full setup. We're getting to know these people. We're getting to know Michelle and her need for or her avoidant attachment style, right? Because again, we see her having an affair with her superior officer, honey, and Journey Smollett, body tea, Michelle. You look good. All right. But she's smashing down this very unattractive man. And he's like, I left my wife today to be with you. And she said, why the hell did you do that? I like my men married. Right. So she's got a point of view. She doesn't want the attachment, and he gets upset because he's brutally rebuffed. And he's like, well, I'll go back to my wife and we can, continue to be together and see how it works later. She's like, no, never do it. I don't even want you now. The thrill is gone. I like my men married. I don't want any attachment. You're her headache, not mine. Now you're encroaching. And he basically says, things can get harder for you. She's like, I'm fine. I'm working. He's like, no, they can get harder. And so I'm assuming that's her origin story and how she got placed on arson. As far as Dave, of course, he has a wife. But listen, it's very odd to me, this desire to become an author. And the way he talks about it, it's so bizarre. I'm really compelled by his character. I know there's so much more beneath the surface. Drop it below and let me know what you think of Dave. But again, I think it's beautifully shot. Like I said, there are very, very dark scenes. A lot of this happens at night, and I think they do a great job of kind of capturing the essence of that. I like the chemistry between Journey Smollett and Taron Egerton. So I'm very curious. It's almost giving they're gonna hunch at some point or another. They're going to be hunching down. But there's also this underlying resentment of, why are you here, Ike? I like to investigate these on my own. So I'm kind of wondering at this point if Taron Egerton's character, Dave, is nefarious. Sir, are you nefarious, Bookie? Bookie Boo? Only time will tell. I will definitely, depending on how this video goes, I may come back and cover the rest of the series, but I did want to get a video out there because I did watch it and I did enjoy this first episode. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what you thought. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. We just hit 8K, y'all. We just hit 8K. Incredible. Incredible. Thank you for being a sweet pea. Thank you for being a part of this beautiful community, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.